Alright champions, we are taking a look at the forehand topspin today. You've sorted out your flat forehand, your power forehand. What about the topspin forehand? In this video, I'm going to give you all the nuggets you need. Some of them you might know, some of them you don't know yet. But in this video, you will probably find exactly what you need to start getting topspin on your forehand. Okay, we're going to start with some of the most basic rules for topspin. And then we're going to go into more of the things that you might not have heard of. All right. The first thing that you have to watch is actually players, when they're trying to go for topspin, they don't realize they're trying to hit up on the ball, but they're slowing down the swing. If anything, you have to swing a lot quicker. Your racket, I'm not saying muscle it, but you have to swing your racket faster in order to get more topspin. Now, obviously, if you swing your racket faster but flat, it's going to go out, and we'll get into that. But very important to understand that you have to swing faster, quicker, and over the ball. That's the first step. Faster your racket goes through the ball, the more spin you're going to get. Number two, this is very important. I don't want you to grip your racket very hard. So if 10 out of 10 is as tight as you can, relax it to about 4 out of 10, 40%. This is going to help with a lot of things. All right. As I mentioned earlier, you can't spin if you're muscling it, so it's going to help with that. Number two, if you want to be able to topspin, your racket needs to drop lower than the ball. It's the only way you're going to hit up. And the way you get your racket to drop is by starting with your racket head higher than your wrist. And that's the reason why you can't grip too hard, because now if you relax your hand and you start swinging, this drop will happen automatically. But if you're gripping too hard, this is going to happen. It doesn't drop. Okay? So racket head higher than the wrist. Relax my hand. It will drop and then you can spin. Okay guys, now let's talk about the grip. If you've watched me for a while, you know that I'm obsessed with the Eastern forehand grip. I believe it's the best grip out there for the forehand. It's bevel number 3. Reason why I like it is because I believe you can get away with a lot more. You can hit flat and spin. But I do want to tell you though, if you've been struggling with topspin for a while, maybe consider going a little bit more to semi-western. Okay, and this is only if you're really struggling to get topspin. Then look at semi-western. It might help you a lot. The reason why this would help a lot is if you think about a flat forehand, more often than not, you're going to step in. It's going to be a flat swing, linear motion. If you think about topspin, you have to start getting the feeling of it's a little bit more around the body, it's a little bit more angular. Okay, so the semi-western grip will help with that. Because if you're going open stance with the semi-western, that's going to be a lot easier to spin the ball. Yes, when you spin the ball like that, your timing has to be better, but that's how you get more spin. So I do believe if you are struggling with spin for a while, hit only open stance. Topspin is a lot easier when you're open stance because your rotation is bigger and you can rotate through the ball a lot easier. So now let me show you the Eastern grip first. So Eastern, if I go close stance, I can still spin it. Okay. Now if I go Eastern and I go open stance, as you can see already, there's more spin. Now if you want to take that to the next level, what would happen if you go open stance plus semi-western? All right, will look like this. It's a lot more around the body. It's a lot more spin. As you can see, when I go open stance, my mind automatically knows now I need to get lower to get that rotation. So that's just a hack for you. Check the grip. If you want more spin, use open stance more. Even if you just use it to get the feeling of more spin. Okay, now let's move on to contact point. So now contact point, we've already spoken about. You have to come from low to high. What you want to stay away from is breaking your wrist this way. Okay, it's close to impossible to spin. A lot of players use that when they're trying to hit the ball flat like this. Okay, risky shot, but that's how you hit it flat. Talk about topspin. After contact point, there has to be a stage where the racket goes higher than the ball. before you release. Now, look at my wrist. Contact, higher than the ball, then release. As you can see, it's releasing this way. It's never doing this. Almost like a little window wiper. When I do the window, the racket goes higher than the ball. So basic rule, there has to be a stage where my racket head goes higher than the ball after contact. And all the while, I'm swinging my racket fast. I'm never slowing down. Okay, so check your wrist, a little bit of a window wiper, contact point, finish higher than the contact point, and then you can release. Now finally, just like I always tell you, when you need power, you need to use the strongest part of your body, which is legs. So I would be a bad coach if I didn't tell you you can get more spin if you get your legs lower. Reason being, when you're properly loaded, when you start going into the ball, this upwards motion is going to give you a lot more spin if everything else is in place. I'm standing upright like this. This is all I can do out of the arm. If I bring them together, that ball is hurting a lot more on that side. Let me just show you one or two drills that could help you get the feeling of topspin. And then wait till the end, because I'm going to tell you something very important. I want you to notice how my wrist, when I do this, my wrist can't break this way. The net's in the way, so I have to go a little bit of a window wipe. I think you've probably seen this exercise before. It looks very basic, but it really does give you the feeling of spin. If you do a whole basket of this, you'll 100% know what it feels like to spin. So I'm quite close to the net, and I have to get it just over the net angle. The idea is not to slow down your swing, otherwise you won't get the feeling. So how fast can I swing? Another brilliant exercise you can do, and there are so many, but this one is very good, is you're on the baseline, you have someone feeding the ball to you. You have to go full swing. You cannot slow down your swing. And from all the way back here, you have to get the ball to bounce inside the service block. So there's no point you pushing it. That's not helping you. You still have to swing. And then see if you can get in the service block. If you can get a full swing and get in the service block, you are definitely top spinning the ball. Okay guys, so there you have it. What's the most important thing for you to take out of that video is play open stance a little bit, get the feeling of the angular motion. If you're still struggling, consider changing your grip a little bit, and then add all the tips, exercises I gave you. I promise you'll have more spin on your forehand. I've got so many videos on the forehand, but what I told you in this video is the most important things you can focus on to get more spin on your forehand. Thanks for watching guys. I appreciate all of you. I've just reached 9 million views, and I'm not stopping anytime soon. You're helping me a lot by telling me what you need next, subscribing, telling me, a lot of you guys are telling me how much it's helping you, and it's my joy to help you guys. Like, subscribe if it does help you, and remember, if you want to work with me personally, check the link in the description. See you soon.